Morocco has removed what's their name, Netherlands from this World Cup, and I'm super super angry. I have a lot to say. I have a lot to comment about this match. It's not. It was not supposed to end this way. And if we all watch that match, even though you did not watch, I'll tell you everything that happened. We can see that um, these guys, Netherlands, they were clearly robbed, not by the referee, not by FIFA, but by their coach or their so-called manager, Ronald Koeman. We'll talk about it. Okay, beginning of the game, this game was progressing high. Everything was really intense. Physicality was there as expected. Everything was going smoothly, and like we're like, oh, this is fine. This is fine. I mean, like it's a tough fixture. And then we're observing some changes in progression of the ball. We could not really see Netherlands progressing the ball as much as Morocco were doing. Morocco were progressing the ball more than Netherlands were doing, but it was just a slight change, just a slight difference between Netherlands and Morocco. First half, it was head to head, heated battle. There were plenty arguments with the players and all. That was chill. That was fine. I was agreeing with this match. I was like, yeah, this is what I'm here for. Get in. You know me. You know me. I'm happy. This is what I'm here for. The referee was not really handing out cards like Champions League refs and all those. So I was really happy. Like, yeah. And then second half came. I thought, okay, it's time to rejuvenate. Something interesting happened. The Netherlands came out of the tunnel 2 minutes earlier than the Moroccans, feeling like they were bosses or what, gods, we were here to play ball. And then 2 minutes before the normal stipulated time, and then the Moroccans came out and match started. And when the match started at second half, during the second half, I just started seeing some changes. I think they started packing the ball, so they were not wanting to press as much as they were pressing before. And it was actually like it was quite alarming. Why are you not pressing? Why are you not pressing? Why are you not doing the things that you were doing before? Moroccans just had the ball. Moroccans were making the most of their opportunities. The Moroccans were really dominant in the second half. And then after the hydration break, it was just after a quick break. Uh, they brought in Wegos. They removed who was this guy? They removed Brian Brobry. Okay, Brobry was very physical in the match, but there was a time that he did not really. Netherlands did not really need a physical player per se. They needed somebody with technical abilities, and it was quite obvious that okay, Wegos had that over Brobry. That was fine. That was the first change that Ronald Koeman was making. That was okay. And then the ball came, I think it was from Verbruggen to Weghorst, headed pass to, what's that guy's name again? Headed pass to Somerville, and Somerville did his thing. That was supposed to be a foul. Ref didn't call it, and Gakpo scored. Nice and fine. In fact, I would say that was a fluke goal. But let me not call it fluke. Fluke is somewhat downplaying the goal. That was a good goal, a very, very good goal. And then that happened in like the 76th minute. Now, this is where my problem lies. This is where I began to have problems with the Netherlands. This happened in 76th minute, my brothers. 76th minute. 76th. 76th. How many more minutes? Like 40 minutes to the normal 90. And then Netherlands they started pushing for another goal. You're playing against Morocco. You're not. Let me tell you one thing about Morocco. They are calm on the ball. Their defense, their midfield, their attack, they are calm on the ball. You are playing against Morocco and you are starting to press and press and press. You're pressing for what? To score another goal? Just get your 1-0 and get to the next round. But no, they started pressing. And I thought, okay, pressing was enough. I thought pressing was enough. Guess what this man did, Ronald Koeman? He felt we are winning 1-0. We've won the game at the 76th. Who are you? You're not putting the right tactics to winning the game, to securing this win. Because they were winning. That was a platter of gold. You're obviously winning like in the 76th minute. And in the World Cup, everybody expects you to defend. Reminds me of Barca and Inter Milan that happened 2 seasons ago. When Barca were winning 116th minutes and they decided pressing forward like they wanted more goals. these things they don't count again in the knockout stages. Where either you score 5 goals or you score 1 goal, you are all moving to the next round. That's simple. That's simple. And then look what happened. Ronald Koeman felt, I don't know what was feeling like a god or something. He started removing good players. He removed Van de Ven. Okay. He removed Nathan Ake. He removed Gravenberch. I was like, what's going on in your head? 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 You've made these changes. Removing Nathan Ake. I'm chill about that. Okay, you're removing what's his name? Gravenberch for what? He wasn't tired. He wasn't outplayed. He was playing so good. You are saving him for the next round you are not sure you are going to qualify for. The final whistle hasn't been blown. You are not winning with a 2-goal difference. And even teams winning with a 2-goal margin, you are not even sure because upsets can happen in football. This is football. And then you're removing Gravenberch, you're removing Nathan Ake, you're removing a lot of all these players. All for what? All for what? All for you not to even pack the bus. You're not even packing the bus. Look at Morocco having chances. Before they scored, they were having chances. You're not packing the bus and you're making such foolish changes. They were not just it at all. They were changes that a normal human, or not even you went to football train. I'm not even trying to point hands at the point fingers at the manager, but yes, I will. You went to managerial career training and all that stuff. A normal football analyst would know that this is not the right changes to make because you are winning. They did not assure you. Did FIFA come to assure you that if you score a goal, we assure you that you are going to win? Who does this? And then you did all this substitution, and then you put in Hato. I'm not saying that these players are bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying these players, but the quality on the pitch, and if you haven't checked the intensity, these players are already getting fluid with themselves, and you are breaking that fluidity to put in players that are new coming from the bench, and that's why you could not even you said it in Baka that you like to be in control of the game. You were in no control of today's game. You were in no control. You were just being tamed by Morocco. And that was a shame. Shameful performance. Shameful performance. Look at that cross. Look at the changes that Morocco made. They brought in a player, and the player was the one who assisted Diop in the 90+2nd minute. How does that not make sense? Doesn't that make sense? Morocco were playing real tactical football. Look at Diop. Let me even tell you about that goal. The goal that Diop scored, not like it was a corner that Diop had to run forward. Diop is center back. He had the IQ, he had the tactics, and he knew that, okay, well, with the ball, I can do something. And he went up there and he did what he headed. I'm not even going to blame any player. This video is not going to point fingers at any player, even though they did play, they were supposed to do better. It's to you, Ronald Koeman, because you had this game in the platter of gold. You had this game so easy for you to win. But no, you decided to go. Why do you like the hard way? This same thing happened for Japan. You are winning 2-0 and you drew the match 2-2. This same thing happened. And everybody has been saying it. What are the changes you are making? Foolish changes. Changes that every football fan will see and they're like, how? Are you saving the player's leg for club football? This is the World Cup. This is the biggest stage in football. Like, what do you expect? Give your all. Van Heck had head injury. That's fine. Van Heck did not go out. I'm not saying he should have gone out. And it's who Van de Ven that's going out. Van de Ven. It's Van de Ven that you deem fit to remove. And then let's come to the extra time. Extra time, first and second half, you were really played off the pitch. I know that both teams were tired, but both teams were tired. Why was one stronger? Just show that you lack tactics. You lack tactics. You lack. Jesus Christ. I'm so pained because I was rooting for Netherlands low key. I saw Gakpo with the whole emotional stuff he has been through. I was happy for him scoring, and I wanted them to win. But no, you have a manager who does not put his head down, who does not admit to his faults, who says that yes, is this even? I think this behavior happens with Netherlands managers, Netherlands coaches. I'm not going to call name, but there was a certain manager in my club last season who would not always admit to his faults and always say, "Oh yes, he's a player." I know that after this stuff, I will still hear these things that Koeman will have to say. Disgraceful performance throughout the extra time, the extra 30 minutes. You were played off the pitch. It's just that Morocco, they were tired. If not, they would have scored goals. And look at how sensible you were making those penalty. We'll come to the penalty. Let's talk about Ismail Isberry, that PSV guy. That Isberry guy. Let's talk about him. This Isberry guy, he got tired. You could see him tired, though he was still putting his efforts, but he was tired. He wasn't removed. Why was he not removed? Because he was saved. You know that these are the persons, or these are the people who can take penalties for you. Perfect penalties. And he was not removed. But you remove the good persons. You're not even putting people that's okay. That's, oh, you have Memphis Depay on the bench. You can't bring in Memphis Depay and he would miss a penalty. I mean, he's Dutch highest goal scorer. What do you mean? You have this guy. What's his name? You have Reinders on the bench, and you were putting in who? No jokes and no shades to any player. I'm not trying to shade any player, but this is it. Football is football. You have big names on the bench. You have Noah Lang on the bench. You could not do any of these. You could not make any of these sensible substitutions. Because I saw you making substitutions in extra time, during extra time. So Noah Lang did not come to bench. Donyell Malen, who had a great season at Roma, did not come to bench. This guy who has been balling in Brazil, Memphis Depay, did not come to bench. Tijani Rangers did not come to bench. Did not come to mind. These players, you're telling me they do not come to mind. You're seeing them on your bench, and you're putting who to come and take penalty? All Arsenal players, they've been shitty this World Cup. I do not want to go there and look at Timber missing penalty. Like what? Ah, it was not even on target. You didn't even look at the ball. You didn't even look at the post. You just took the. This is the biggest. Jesus Christ! You are repping your country and your club so badly. That's just shameful and disgraceful. Okay, let's even remove the players. Let's remove the players on the bench that I didn't put in. What about the players that were there? But what about it? Let's talk about the players that were there. Van Dijk was certainly there to take a penalty. Van Dijk did not take penalty. Okay, let's say you were saving your best for the last and you saved Somerville for the last. A young lad who is still coming up trying to. We have seen Van Dijk time upon time take penalties. This is Van Dijk, for God's sake. Like, this is Van Dijk. You had Van Dijk there. You had Dumfries there. You had Gakpo there. You had players who were there. And no, it should be Timber and the other guy. I couldn't even fetch his name. That should take penalties. Just shameful. Just shameful. Just shameful. That was a really, really bad day at the office for Ronald Koeman. I think you should go back to the drawing board, and the Netherlands National Football Federation, you should also go back to the drawing board. Orange has been a very good name when it comes to world football. There are people that we look up to. There are people that we say they can cause upsets in the World Cup. There are people that, if this tournament is to be looked upon or to be looked at, they are the entertaining. These guys are the people that should entertain us. Everybody knows Orange. Like, this is Netherlands. And then just to end up, we're all complaining about last World Cup with this guy. What's his name? With the former coach. And Koeman, I don't even know what you're doing. Your first we should have known from your first game. 4-0 win, 4-0 loss against France. Look at how they beat 3-0. They were winning you 3-0 in the 21st minutes. And they clean sheets. We should have known. And you will tell me now, I know, yes, you will tell me that you took them to the semi-finals of the Euros. Did they get knocked out by England or not? 2-1. What are you talking about? And now, round of 32, not even round of 16, you are knocked out. Normally, we know Orange living in the quarterfinals. This is shameful and disgraceful. I'm so pained, and Congratulations to Morocco. You have really dominated the match and you've stamped your name in world football. You've said it, Morocco, that yes, we have not come here to play. You said it last World Cup 4 years ago, and you have been keeping up the pace, even going higher. Despite having a lot of good players on the bench, they still had the guts to leave the players that they left to take those penalties. Despite some of them missing those penalties, but Sabari came up and did his thing. Congrats to Morocco. I'm not even going to lie, they really deserve this win. Looking at the whole match, how it went, they really deserve this win. And it's so shameful for Netherlands for real, so shameful. Well, let's see how the World Cup goes and hope the other managers can learn from this. Again, my name is David. All these that have been said in this video, they were not meant to harm anybody. They were just football analysis with a little bit of emotions because I'm actually pained. Thank you all for watching. My name is David. Football updates around the world. Your guy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications, and meet in the next one. See you soon.